gotta go. Making way for the evening news. Coming up next, it's 2 minutes to the hour of 6 o'clock. Compliments of the wonderful folks at Caribbean Alliance. Have you called Caribbean Alliance as yet? Yes, I know you have. Now get somebody else to call Caribbean Alliance as well too, all right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's touch our good folks at La Falaise before we cross over to the news.
La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my preferred choice for professional and confidential medical laboratory services. La Falaise provides results for all medical tests. If it can't be done there, they will facilitate it through their international partners. Their main office in Roseau is open from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Home visits and emergency services are also available. Call 448-0100, WhatsApp 276-5213 or visit any of their other locations. Picard in Portsmouth, Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Marigot, Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Or Grand Bay, every first and third Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my choice, your choice, our choice.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Good evening and welcome to the DBS Evening News. In the headlines, Parliament to debate value-added tax amendment and supplementary estimates on Tuesday. In news from the region, UNDP hails Guyana's 2025 elections as one of the most transparent in history. And internationally, Trump administration formally designates Venezuela's Maduro as member of a foreign terrorist organization. These are the headlines. The details of the news comes up shortly.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Turbo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news, Finance Minister Dr. Irving McIntyre says government will take an amendment to the Value Added Tax Act in Parliament tomorrow to bring relief to householders. Dr. McIntyre says the amendment to the Value Added Tax Act is among the highlights for Parliament on Tuesday. Parliament will also debate supplementary estimates.
We'll be going to Parliament to present schedule for supplementary appropriation for financial year July 2024 to June 2025. We'll also present the bill titled Highway Maintenance Levy Act 2025. And it is important to note that this will not affect motorcycles, private vehicles, and small commercial vehicles. There will also be resolutions to amend Schedule 2 of the Value Added Tax Act to exempt a number of food, household, and personal items from October 1, 2025. All this is in an effort to cushion the impact of higher than normal imported inflation on our citizens and residents. Also, there will be a resolution to legislate the reduction in excise tax on motor vehicles manufactured 10 years or less, which was announced in my fiscal year 2025-2026 budget address. All this is part of the broader initiative to reduce the import of very old vehicles and encourage residents to import newer vehicles and purchase used vehicles locally.
Minister for Finance Dr. Irving McIntyre. Acting Police Chief Lincoln Corbett says the Dominica Police Force will be a digitalized unit over the next few weeks. Mr. Corbett told the police award ceremony on Sunday that a digitalized police force will more effectively respond to the public. He says police training has been on the rise in recent time.
Over the years, we have seen a marked increase in the number of trained police officers. For this year so far, that's 2025, we have trained in excess of 200 officers. That is almost half of the police force who have been trained in various fields, to include IT, cybercrime, tactical, criminal, leadership, maritime, and community policing courses. That's just to name a few. This year, as we move along, we will see the adoption of a digitalized police force, whereby all our record keeping will be digitalized, and make it much more easier to serve the public. To this end, we have received all the necessary equipment, and training will soon commence, to be followed by full implementation of this program.
Acting Police Chief Lincoln Corbett. Dominica is strengthening national efforts to create healthier food environments at schools across the island. This is as a result of a partnership with the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, CARFA, and the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. Nutritionists with the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, Carissa Shillingford, said the initiative aims to support the development and strengthening of national nutrition standards for all food provided and sold in schools and early childhood services.
It is very important that school meals, vendors, and along with the entire school body, provide food choices that promote good nutrition and a healthy environment. We are cognizant of the consequences of diet high or rich in sugar, fat, salt, ultra-processed foods or snacks, which contribute to childhood obesity by creating an energy imbalance. These foods provide excessive calories but lack essential nutrients. Combined with reduced physical activity, can lead to weight gain. Sugary drinks are also a major problem, with consumption being linked to higher body mass index and increased odds of overweight. Overweight and obesity are the leading risk factors for non-communicable diseases, which have contributed to the leading cause of death and disability in the Caribbean. Clinic data reveal that the prevalence of overweight and obese children 0 to 59 months increased from 9% in 2000 to 12% in 2009. It is estimated that 1/4 of adolescents 13 to 15 years were overweight and 9% were obese. Obesity has long-term negative consequences on the health of children and adolescents. Overweight and obese children are likely to stay obese into adulthood and are more likely to develop non-communicable diseases later on.
Nutritionist with the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, Carissa Shillingford. Commonwealth of Dominica Coordinator for UN Agencies and International Agencies, Dr. Addis King, has told police officers that they must be prepared for the challenges associated with policing in a new environment. Her comments came at a police award ceremony as part of Police Week 2025.
Dominica is changing. The world is changing. Policing is changing. And this moment demands officers who are not only brave, but adaptable, not only disciplined, but compassionate, not only trained, but ambitious. I challenge you, each of you, to continue pushing yourselves toward higher levels of professionalism. Continue embracing innovation. Continue building strong community partnerships. Continue cultivating trust, because trust is the most powerful tool any police force can possess. And above all, continue supporting each other. A strong force is not merely one with strong individuals. It is one with unity of purpose. Members of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, your nation sees you, your nation values you, and your nation depends on you. We are grateful for your service, your sacrifices, your unshakable commitment to protecting this beautiful nature isle we call home.
Commonwealth of Dominica Coordinator for UN Agencies and International Agencies, Dr. Addis King. Meantime, Minister responsible for Finance, Dr. Irving McIntyre, represented Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit.
Policing in any democracy is a noble but demanding duty. It requires vigilance, professionalism, fairness, and restraint. It requires physical courage, moral character. It requires the ability to remain calm under pressure, compassionate in crisis, and consistent in upholding the rule of law no matter the circumstances. This is why tonight's ceremony is so important. We honor those among you who have gone above and beyond, those who did more than what was required, who demonstrated exemplary teamwork, problem solving, leadership, and public engagement. Those who through their conduct and their commitment have brought pride to the uniform that you wear. To the awardees, I offer heartfelt congratulations. But I also want to say this: the award you receive tonight are not only for individual excellence, they are also symbols of responsibility. They serve as reminders that others look to you as examples, junior officers, your colleagues, and the citizens that you serve. They remind you that leadership in policing is not only about rank, it is about conduct, character, and consistency in the execution of your duties.
Minister for Finance, Dr. Irving McIntyre. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force named Acting Sergeant Gavin James as Investigator of the Year. James was among 37 outstanding officers recognized at the State House Conference Center as the police brought the curtain down on Police Week 2025. Inspector Simon Edwards was named Prosecutor of the Year in Roseau, and Acting Inspector Norman Alexander as Prosecutor of the Year in the Marigot District. Special Constable Albert Cuffey took the award for Special Constable of the Year in Roseau area, while Constable Derrickson Fontaine of CID received the award for Constable of the Year. Sherwin Mitchell of Roseau was named Corporal of the Year, and Sergeant Darwin Francis in the Grand Bay District was named Sergeant of the Year. Inspector Lyndon Timothy copped the award for Inspector of the Year. The police presented special recognition awards, including Sergeant Boyd Yankee. A few weeks ago, an individual surrendered 9 firearms to Sergeant Yankee. Minister for National Security Reuben Blackmore has called on the management of the police to embrace community policing. Mr. Blackmore told the award ceremony of the police at State House Conference Center last night that the absence of community policing would challenge the police further.
Forging partnership and relations with the public is the only way you can build and cultivate that element of trust that is critical to the work that you do. That element of suspicion that exists between the police and the public can only be mitigated against by ensuring that the police and the public work together, understanding the roles that each play to complement each other. The public will not cooperate with you if they don't trust you. And that is why I salute you, Mr. Andrew, the Chief of Police, and the 4 other people working with you in the unit. I hope, because your government has provided the resources you so need. There's a community policing plan with strategies we have seen. Let us get more serious, in implementing the community policing program in every district, every police station in this country. That's the only way out for us in Dominica if we're going to be serious about policing and solving community issues going forward.
Minister for National Security Reuben Blackmore. Housing Minister Melissa Skerritt says government will maintain a policy on housing which addresses the needs of the underprivileged. Her comments came while handing over 69 new resilient homes constructed under the World Bank Government of Dominica Housing Recovery Program at Windsor Park on Friday.
That is precisely why governments must act decisively, compassionately, and boldly. This is what defines us. And though the naysayers may shout, we remain focused on serving the needs of the people, including those who criticize us publicly while benefiting quietly from the same systems that we are building. This type of action is what defines us as a government. Today is a testament of the efforts of this government. The model of community development and nation building under a common vision to build a climate resilient country. And this is our focus It is our task because we have seen that under this project, 382 strong, resilient homes built by locals, local contractors, in local communities, strictly local. The Housing Recovery Project is the first homeowner-driven housing initiative in the entire Caribbean. This means that the beneficiaries were fully involved in the process. They were hiring their own contractors, paying the contractors, in some cases purchasing their own materials. They were showing up on site, learning a thing or two, even learning to build their house, being part of the process. It was a community energy at its best. All contractors were strictly local, ensuring that every single dollar stayed right here and circulated within the communities.
Minister for Housing, Melissa Skerritt. Dominica's Chief Elections Officer, Anthea Joseph, is joining the CARICOM Election Observation Mission to general elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Communication Officer at the Electoral Commission is Prisca Julian.
The Electoral Office of the Commonwealth of Dominica is pleased to announce its participation in an electoral observation mission to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Following an invitation from regional authorities, Chief Elections Officer Ms. Anthea Joseph will be one of the people closely observing the elections in our sister island. The Chief Elections Officer believes that participating in the election observation mission highlights the dedication of the Electoral Office of Dominica to foster transparent and accountable elections. By learning from the experiences of our Caribbean neighbors, we are better equipped to enhance our own electoral process here at home. As we know, the Electoral Office right now is undertaking a major national electoral project, which is voter confirmation. And so the office wants to continue taking every opportunity to participate in projects and events that will help us with strengthening and modernizing every aspect of our electoral process. And so this invitation to observe in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we believe, is one such opportunity.
Communication Officer at the Electoral Commission, Prisca Julian. General elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are set for November 27th. Finally, in the national focus, a 5-member team has returned from the Kiwanis Club International meeting in Martinique at the weekend. The 27A Creole Caribbean Amazona Division Council meeting brought together several members of Kiwanis International. Leila Langford reports.
This year, Dominica was represented by a 5-member delegation at the 3-day conference. The Kiwanis Club is a global organization of volunteer members dedicated to serving children and communities around the world. Members of the Kiwanis Nature Island Club described their experience at this year's conference.
Attending the Kiwanis DCM under the theme Fuel the Passion, Change the Game was truly an inspiring experience for me. The event reminded me why service matters and how powerful our collective energy can be when we put our passion into action. Hearing from the other leaders and clubs motivated me to think bigger, and it has also ignited the passion in me to push not only myself but the Kiwanis Nature Island Club of Dominica even further. I have left the DCM feeling encouraged to bring new ideas to my club and approach service with a renewed sense of purpose.
Over the weekend, I was given the opportunity to attend a DCM on behalf of the Kiwanis Nature Island Club of Dominica. This DCM, which is my first DCM, was an exciting and enlightening experience. As a member and executive of the Kiwanis Nature Island Club of Dominica, I believe it is my responsibility to take any initiative to help the club grow and become a substantial club both locally and regionally. At this DCM, we were taught how to become influential leaders, but we were also taught what it means to be an influential leader.
The 3 days of training at the District Council meeting under the theme Fuel the Passion and Change the Game has been a remarkable one. The training and knowledge we have received will also serve as a beacon of hope to help us fulfill the promise we have made to the Kiwanis Club, the children and families that we serve. Regardless of the trials and circumstances we will face, we must not give up. We must keep the faith and we must keep pressing on in everything that we do. We need to put the children of the world at the top in helping creating a better future for all.
Members of the Kiwanis Nature Island Club, Lisa Francis, Treasurer, Dana Labadie, Secretary, and President Mary Winston. Leila Langford, PRO of the Kiwanis Nature Island Club, reporting live in Martinique for DBS News.
And all thanks to Leila Langford for that comprehensive report. That's the national focus, regional and international developments comes up next.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Turbo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back. In news from the region, the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, has commended Guyana's 2025 general and regional elections as a defining moment in the country's democratic development, describing the polls as among the most transparent and professionally managed in recent history. In a UNDP report titled Strengthening Trust in Democracy, UNDP's support to Guyana's 2025 general and regional elections, the agency highlighted the Guyana Elections Commission's professionalism, impartiality, and commitment to transparency. The report also credited UNDP's Technical Assistance Program, funded by the United Kingdom, for bolstering the Commission's operations. Held on the 1st of September 2025, the elections saw President Irfan Ali and the People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC secure 36 seats, an increase of 3 from the 2020 elections. And internationally, the Trump administration could have expanded authority to take action against Venezuela starting Monday as the U.S. designates Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his government allies as members of a foreign terrorist organization. The designation of Cartel de los Soles, a phrase that experts say is more a description of allegedly corrupt government officials than an organized crime group, as a foreign terrorist organization, will authorize President Donald Trump to impose fresh sanctions targeting Maduro's assets and infrastructure. It doesn't, however, explicitly authorize the use of lethal force, according to legal experts. Still, administration officials have been making the case that the designation, one of the State Department's most serious counterterrorism tools, will give the U.S. expanded military options for striking inside Venezuela. That's the DBS major news for you. The DBS Sports Report comes up with Gavin Richards.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, good evening. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Evening Sports Report. Let's bowl off with cricket news as the West Indies fast bowler Jaden Seal says the team didn't capitalize on their good starts with New Zealand. Was his comments after the West Indies went down 3-0 to New Zealand in the ODI series on the weekend. Seal says that the team has to do a better job of pushing on from the starts.
I think we got in good positions throughout the series. We played good games of cricket. Probably lost it in the last 5 overs, almost every game, or the last 2 overs. And we came in within touching distance a lot. So it's just for us to go back to the drawing board, see where we could make a little bit of adjustments here and there. And the next time that we come to these shows, that we could make wrong things right. With the batting, as you said, we didn't have the big starts that we would like, but there was always fight shown from the middle and lower order, which is something good to see. And we know once the top order gets runs and gives that platform to the middle and lower order, then we'll be a force to be reckoned with. And with the bowling, Matthew Ford has been superb throughout the series. Ruston Chase and Sheppy, even when he bowled well. Jason Hole in the T20s. So I think we're coming together really well. It's just for us to just execute a bit better and, as I said, use the conditions a little bit more.
And that's the West Indies fast bowler Jaden Seals. Well, the attention now shifts to the Test series, which gets underway on the 1st of December. The West Indies, however, will be engaged in a tour match starting tomorrow evening, Caribbean time. Meantime, New Zealand has announced that Kane Williamson has been included in their squad for the first test against the West Indies in Christchurch, and pace bowler Blair Tickner has been handed a recall for the first time since 2023. Kyle Jamison, meantime, has been held back as he continues a careful, controlled return to red ball cricket. Well, let's move to some football news as the Tarish United Football Academy has benefited from football boots, compliments Adidas through the efforts of the Be More Mentorship Foundation and other partners. When the presentation was made to the ACS Tarish United Academy on the weekend, Kieran Charles of the Be More Mentorship Foundation says the move is in keeping with the foundation's goal of helping to change lives.
I want to say thank you to Adidas and OptiShop, that these are the main sponsors. Not forgetting Mr. Jason Andrew, Sprague, better known as Sprague, former Zebians player, national player. And we had a collaboration with the Be More Mentorship Foundation with me here on the ground to deliver the boots to the Tarish Football Academy, the head coach James Gervais. So today we gave out like 30 pairs of boots to the young boys and them to enhance their football, and hopefully can help them in their training and their games, and that they can go out and represent the community better, where we came from as well as former players and friends of this area. So we would love to give back to this area, which we are proud of.
Tell me a little bit more about the Be More program.
Well, the Be More program is a program we founded, I think, it was 2021, where we do a holistic training where we encourage children to be more in everything they want to be, not just the academics, but in mechanic, we're talking about woodworks, electricals. We do a lot of stuff and a lot of donation in that aspect, and mentorship in that aspect. And anybody who wants to deal with enhancing children's future, we collaborate with them and try to do our best to bring forth that kind of program everywhere we go.
And that's Kieran Charles of the Be More Mentorship Foundation. Meantime, President of the Tarish United Football Academy, James Gervais, says the donation will help the club.
Today is a very special day for us because, especially for the community that we come from and having a lot of less privileged kids. Today we feel elated, to have Adidas and Opti Sports assist us with boots for all the kids of our academy. So, we are really thankful to Adidas and also to Mr. Andrew for making his efforts overseas to get that thing possible for us. It has been something we have been working on for a little while, and to see it come through it really makes me personally feel very good, and I know the kids are happy and they really appreciate what they received today.
And that's President of Tarish United FC, James Gervais. Let's move to some domino news, as there were some stunning upsets as the Julius Timothy Independence Domino League continued on the weekend. League coordinator Delvin Esprit has more.
What a surprising last weekend it was, as a number of top teams suffered defeat in the Julius Timothy Domino League. One of the biggest casualty was Isaac Bar Brutal Forces. They went down to Marcy Square by 377 points. Final scores: Marcy Square 3,026, Brutal Forces 2,649. The unbeaten and league leaders Brigade Stars 3,032, Focus 2,473, Roadblock 3,067, Babdat 2,646, Badside 3,002, NATO Full Effects 2,951, West Coast Credit and Jerry Adrian Valence 3,016, Non-Players 1,987, and went down to Babdad Final scores: Baghdad 3010, Valiance 2757, Wake Up Stars 3008, Itasi Stars 2251, Non-Players 3007, Roadside 2482, and Warriors 3027, Rosima White City 2343. Delvin Esprit reporting.
And that was league coordinator Delvin Esprit. Let's go back to cricket news. South Africa will be looking to press on their advantage in the second test as they push for a series sweep over India. Well, South Africa will start the fourth day with a massive lead of 314 runs with all 10 wickets in hand. India, of course, were bowled out for just 201 in their first innings on day 3. Yashavi Jaiswal, he top scored at 58, but it was Marco Jansen who picked up a 6 for 48 and Simon Hammer 3 for 64, which pegged the Indians back. Well, the scores so far in that test match is South Africa 489 and 26 without loss. India 201 all out. South Africa, they're leading by 314 runs. Play gets underway at 11:30 tonight, Caribbean time. Still of cricket news, well, half centuries from Joshua Dorn and Jonathan Van Lang as the West Indies under-19 team beat England comfortably in the 4th Youth ODI to take a 3-1 lead in their series today in Grenada. While the West Indies batted first, they reached a 280 for 7 in their 50 overs, a decent total after being under pressure at 121 for 4. Joshua Dorn got 80, Jonathan Van Lang also got 80, and Tanes Francis 51. While England chasing 281, they were all out for 182, with Vital Laws getting a 4 for 35 for the West Indies. West Indies won that game by 98 runs, and the 5th Youth ODI is set for Wednesday, with the West Indies leading in that series 3-1. In some football news this evening, while Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC, they continue to show their dominance in 2025 as they added another football title to their collection on the weekend. Dubla made light work out of Valvoline United on their way to lifting the DFA Premier President Cup on Saturday. Dubla took the match 4-1 at the DFA Technical Centre, with Travis Joseph getting 2 goals. Order Laville and Brielle Thomas also scoring for Dubla, while Roosevelt Coppel got the lone goal for We United. The Dubla captain, Brielle Thomas.
We always know it will be a physical game, very intense game, because United, known for their fitness, known for their physicality. It was just a matter of executing our game plan, which was keep the ball and take most of our chances, and that's what we did tonight.
Yeah, We United sort of had the momentum in that first few minutes of that first half. So how did you guys sort of weather that storm and take control of the game?
Well, our coach say one thing that will bail us out tonight. They will be a fitter team than us, but we have to use our experience. Normally when a team down, it's like they don't have nothing to lose. You understand? It was 3-love and then to get 3-1, so that's going to be energy. So you just have to take a distinct from the game, slow down the game. By doing that, kicking the ball outside, taking our time and throwing corners and keeping the ball, keeping the ball is the main defensive thing you have to do, because once you have the ball, they can't score. So that was just the main thing, and then putting away our chances. Second half we didn't create as much chances as first half, but we're thankful for the win.
Brielle, another trophy for the club, and of course, undefeated this campaign. Your thoughts overall on the Dubla season?
Well, as I said, last season was our best season. I still sticking to that because of the brand of football we play. Yes, we won more things and we met our achievements in terms of going undefeated, but I would say this season was a very hard season for us because, games first, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, we probably had one man on the bench because of injuries and men travel. So we just saw the resilience in the team.
And that's the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC captain, Brielle Thomas. Travis Joseph, he was named the man of the match. Dubla received a trophy, medals, and $5,000 for the win. Valvoline United, they got medals and $3,000 for second place. Meantime, Sagicor Southeast, they secured third place, beating the Roosevelt Scarlet Bombers. Southeast took that game 5-2 in extra time, and Southeast received medals and $2,000 for third place. It's more football news from the weekend where we had the defending Women's Premier League champions, the Roosevelt Scarlet Bombers Starlights, put in 7 past South City. Jessica Pelwy and Patricia Pelwy scored twice as the Bombers won that game 7-0. In other results from the Women's League, Harlem defeated the New India Goodwill Runners 2-1. Kiana Francis and Ilana St. Rose scored for the Harlem team. Nickel Hector got the lone goal for the New India Goodwill Runners. And Southeast and the Kalinago team played to a goalless draw. In the under-18 boys division, we saw Bath Estate giving the BA Sharks a heavy beating. Buffalo State won that game 7-1 with Kujan Israel getting a hat-trick for the Buffalo State team. Finally, back to some cricket news as we saw Joel Dura getting a 5-wicket haul and Dione Roll was amongst the runs as players continued to try their best to impress selectors at the Benjamin's Park last weekend as Dominica puts together its national under-23 cricket team. Well, the Jed Joseph 11 took first knock and they were bowled out for 104. Dione Roll made 42 and Nuvio Charles 21. We had Joel Dura taking 5 for 28 and Malachi Xavier 4 for 13 for the Kyron Phillip 11. In reply, Darren Tusa got 32 not out and Malachi Xavier also added 32 as the Kyron Phillip 11 made 105 for 7 in 21 overs to win the game by 3 wickets. We had Kestra Lestrade taking 2 for 30 and Jelani Joseph 2 for 12 for the Jets.